Hola, people. Hello and welcome to this impromptu episode of I Don't Know What I'm Talking About. Welcome to Blackthorn Rambles, uh, where I actually am going to ramble quite a bit, maybe, um, because I've noticed a pattern recently. Uh, Oops. There we go. I've noticed a pattern recently. I was talking with a friend, and this was just a recent conversation. But before that, even weeks ago, I had another friend post about it. And then even before that, it's just like this is something consistent that people do. Um, and it's quite rude, I find. And you can let me know your thoughts as well. But I also decided to pull some cards around the situation so we have some talking points. And I do say mind your business. I do because it is important for us to mind our business. Well, hello, Dragon Dancer. Welcome. Um, it is so important for us to mind our business. A lot of people, the basically what I'm talking about is when someone comes to you and says, "Oh my gosh, so I did a reading for you, and this, and this," or "Oh my gosh, the ancestors, the spirits, my gods, deities, whoever, or your great grandma who's dead, they came to me, and I have this message for you." You know, um, First of all, that's an extreme violation. I feel it's rude, it's disrespectful, and when you're going through something, even if you like post like, "Hey, I'm going through something," yada yada yada, and someone does like a full on reading for you without your permission, that's rude. Even if the person's like, "Oh, I am, well intentioned," that's still rude. That's still gross and it's still disrespectful. Like you can mean well all you want, but that's a violation, right? That doesn't feel good. I've had that done to me. Like I was going through something and posting about it, talking through whatever I was going through, and someone like took it upon themselves to like pull cards for me and say they channeled something for me and yada yada yada. And I was like, I didn't ask you for this. And then I'm on one aspect. Then back then, when I experienced that, I was like, I don't want to be rude to this person. So am I supposed to say thank you? Thank you for this unsolicited advice. Thank you for violating my energy. Thank you for what? Like what I felt rude, but no, it's important to affirm that boundary, don't you think? And so mind your business. And I was telling my friend, I was like, I don't pick up shit from anybody. Like I don't like if I'm interacting with someone and I pick up anything psychically, I keep that shit to myself. And if something keeps coming up, you know, then I might be like, "Hey, I have something that's like coming up, like psychically or whatever. Do I have your permission to share this with you, or do you just want me to mind my business?" Um, then I ask permission. Don't just be like, "Oh my gosh, great Aunt Sally, she called you a bitch because you stole her recipe, blah blah blah." And the audacity of you putting raisins in your tater salad. What? Like that's just gross. It's not okay. Don't do that. I understand that sometimes you'll get a read on someone's energy or something will be dropped on you about another person, but yes, exactly. Exactly. When you're in tune, when you're doing stuff like that, like when you're building your psychic sort of self, or you're finding your intuition, sure, you'll tap into stuff, you'll know when to maybe avoid something, or kind of like, to affirm your boundaries and whatever, but keep it to yourself, unless like it's like danger zone, right? There's times where you need to be a little more vocal, right? But when someone is talking about a challenging time in their life and they need specific type of assistance, and what you offer is, "Hey, I have a message for you from your deity or from your spirits, from your ancestors," like that doesn't help. that makes things worse because then it pisses the person off and they're already probably in a type of a position, right, where they're just frustrated and they're just trying to do the best they can with what they have. And then you have someone who has the audacity, the nerve, the gumption to what? To offer advice that they probably don't even know what they're talking about. And you know what the best thing here too is sometimes people will just be like, yes, I saw crow fly over moon, sun, winds in the air, dream I had, and nickels fell and there was a sock. There's the message. And I'm like, what the actual fuck are you talking about? That like well, first of all, what color was the sock? Was it a long sock? Was it a short sock? Was it a mid-length sock? Like, I need to know. Was it a dirty sock? Like, I don't like. Oh my gosh, it's infuriating, you know? And so I think we owe it to ourselves and everyone else too. Like, don't be that person. Don't don't read people without their permission. And I do mean like sometimes you pick shit up. That's fine. That happens. Keep it to yourself. But don't be like, "Oh, this person needs a reading. Let me shuffle cards. Let me like do a full-on reading for them." And then boom, give them a reading. That's weird. And it makes me so uncomfy. So uncomfy. Don't you think? Like it's a gross. It's not right. It's very disrespectful. It does cross a line. And again, if you think otherwise, feel free to share your thoughts. This is a conversation. But oh, a lot this has popped up a lot recently. Sure, something that comes up ever so often, but it's happening a lot more so lately, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because people are just nosy and can't mind their own business, or if I mean, and sure, we want to help, but that's not a way of helping. There's ways of not being asked if someone really needs a warning. A lot of people are just, yeah, yeah. It's just weird. And so I did pull a few cards and we can talk about those. I don't I don't know. I don't know. I just it's and I'm sorry I'm stuttering, but I'm just like trying to wrap my head around it. And I'm left with like a loss for words because what do these people that do this, what who do they think they are? You know? And I'm not trying to be all lectury, but it's like, who do they think they are? Like, who are you to come to me? You know? There's a difference when a friend is like, hey, um, would you want a reading from me? You know, ask permission. And if they say no, boom, okay, heard and respected. Well, hello, Sonia. Welcome, welcome. I mean, is your deity trying to reach me, or does mine not know how to reach? Exactly. And it's like if my spirits wanted to communicate with me, they would. And when you they wouldn't go this is another thing is like a lot of times if my spirits, my deities, ancestors, whoever my guides, if they want my attention, they will go through people I trust. And I don't mean that I don't, trust certain people that come to me like, "Hey, this is a message for you." It's like, no, but we don't have that relationship. You know what I mean? And a lot of times the people who have that relationship with me don't do that. And so if for whatever reason, like our spirits can't get a hold of us, right? Or they are getting a hold of us, we're just ignoring them, and we know when we're doing that. Sure, they very well can go through an outside source. And usually that outside source may be like a sign you can't ignore, right? If it is a person with a something like this, usually it's someone we trust. Usually it's someone we can have that sort of back and forth with. It's not a stranger, or it's not like hey, it's Sally, our client from never, our one-time client 5 years back. You know what I mean? And so again, it's just mind your business, really. Mind it. And I find it's just so nice. It's just so nice when we mind our business. Um, so let's just talk about the first card that I pulled. Uh yeah, same. It's like, sorry, I'm gonna share with you. I think I have like 4 to 5 people I trust if they came out with that stuff. Yeah, and a lot of times, um, those people know how to word it in a respectful way, right? And they're not actually pulling cards for us. They're like, maybe they were in a personal divination session for themselves, because you get tuned in, and they're like, you popped up in my divination session. I thought of you, and there's a specific, like, maybe message that came through. Would you be open? Do you want to hear it? Right? That's respectful. And then we have to respect the response, yes or no. So the four of wands popped up, and I was like, okay, how do we talk about this? Like, what are we going to say? Right? And the four of wands is, there's this sort of like stability there, with the four. uh that's okay. Okay, sorry. I know, I'll get into the tarot part of it, I promise. Hello, cat. Notice how the message is not for them. And that's on how to support you. It's just in your business. Exactly. So this is another question I have, like, when it's these people do this thing, like, how do they know it's for us? Like, why is it for us? Like, is it like, a lot of times it's projection, a lot of times it's projection. And so it's like the message you have really is for you. So mind your business, and process your own shit, right? It's not for me, it's not for another person, it's for you. So it's like, when do they decide that this is for someone else? Is it because they're seeking to escape their reality, or not facing the fears, or facing whatever they're going through, so they're projecting onto another person? And we just happen to be the lucky winners. I don't know. But the four of wands, like, invites us to really be also mindful. Like, community, collective, joining forces, sure, it's a beautiful thing and it can be important. But, like, I feel with the four of wands here, what it really is saying, especially in this situation, and let me know your thoughts as well. I feel like it's saying, like, we really need to be mindful of our own energy, be mindful of what brings us that happiness, that inspiration. But, like, we don't need to be reading for other people without their permission. Like, that doesn't help. That's not a good thing. And so, even if, like this family unit, right, like a familial unit, like, they mean well, it's like they still need to respect each other's boundaries. We still need to respect each other's identities and our individual spaces. And so, when you do a reading for someone without their permission, and then you tell them about it, like, hey, I read, you'll hear me, let me tell you what I saw or what I read. It really is, it crosses a boundary that just can't be. And exactly. These four wands are connected if you aren't in my connected circle or square. We're squares. No, we can't be squares. um Oh my gosh, that's a stupid joke. But exactly. So it's like, even in this tight-knit community, it's like, okay, I have the people, I have my wands, the people with their wands at the ready to work with. So if you're not that person for someone, mind your business, right? If you're not that person, mind your business. And it's so important too for us to affirm those boundaries. Like, look, I understand that maybe you meant well with this, but please don't do this again, not with me and not with anyone else. You should not read people without their permission like this. It feels very cringy. Right? These are the same people who ask to use your bathroom and poke around in your medicine cabinet. Oh my gosh, I always feel weird, right? I don't do that. I don't do that, but like I'm when I'm in the bathroom, if I ever do that, I'm just like, oh my gosh, there's like a certain amount of time you have to take because I don't want people to think like I'm like poking around because I'm not, but like I know people think that. And so yeah, let's see again, let me know your thoughts. But you like this one, mind your business. The Ace of Wands reverse pops up for this discussion as well. And so aces are gifts from God, right? Gifts from divinity, gifts from spirit. And the reverse is like, you know what? If I bless someone with something, I'm blessing their physical experience. It's not for you to hand that to another person. Mind your business in this. Um, your message is unwelcome because you do not have that relationship with me or that I guess that's something that you should we should all also ask ourselves. Do I have that relationship with that person? And I don't know about y'all, but I have decent relationships with people, but like I don't ever I don't feel any of the relationships that I have in my life right now warrants me to read for them without their permission. I just don't. Like it's nosy and it's self-serving. It's like, why am I gonna read for someone without their knowledge and then bring it to them? Like I'm like, is that a God complex? Is it like, oh, I'm saving you? Because you're not, you're pissing me off. You're about to like, mm, you know, yeah. So that's eh, I'm just baffled at this, and it's happening so much more. Um, and I think we just need to worry about ourselves, focus on our own stories. And if we want to be helpful, then let's ask, how can I help? How can I be of help here? And the answer is always going to be don't project your psychic shit on anyone without their permission, right? Don't read for someone without their permission. I don't care if you feel called to do it. And I will tell you this, I will absolutely tell you this, and I don't care if you disagree with me. If you disagree with me, you can comment, let me know, it's fine. But like your gods, your ancestors are not telling you to go read for anybody else, you know so if you hear something or if you receive like, oh, I need to read for this person and without their permission, that is not a divine thing. That is a self-serving projection. That is something that is all on you, which you need to deal with that, that shit yourself. Figure out why, but it is not coming from spirit guide, deity, whatever. If you were to be inspired, like, hey, maybe I need to offer a reading, to a friend or to this person. Let me ask them if they'd be interested. Maybe they'd like that right now. Maybe they could use that, right? Maybe they could use that. I'll get to your question in just a second, Kat. And so, like the Ace of Wands reversed here, it definitely reflects on the stifling effect that unwelcome interventions can have on personal growth and initiative. And so, I feel like with the Ace of Wands here, it's like, oh, this is something for people who do this, right? Be mindful that when you provide unsolicited advice, you kind of put a block or a damper on someone because they're like, "Fuck, the fuck? What what did you just say to me?" It kind of like throws people for a loop, and they have like this negative reaction, and it's like, why are you trying to do that for someone? When you if you have good intentions and you mean well and you just want to help, ask them how you can help instead of like not minding your business, being a nosy ass neighbor and putting all your shit in there. And that's just disgusting. Um it's just not okay. And so before we go on to the third card talking points, let's see. Let me get a little sip here. Would you recommend a selenite piece with any deck to cleanse energies before reading? No. I mean, if you want to, I don't. This I feel when we're talking about cleansing energies, yada yada yada. Everyone has their own perception. I don't cleanse my decks. Decks, decks. Uh, I like that they interact with energy, so I've never felt the need to cleanse them. Like I've never felt that. Because I feel like as they take in information, as they interact with people, as it adds to the experience. It adds to their sort of like a familiarization with people and energies and languages and all of that. And so I don't really feel the need to cleanse. Um, However, if you do, I would probably use like black tourmaline or smoky quartz. Um, Selenite's fine. Selenite's more like to me like divine, uplifting, specific type of vibe. If you're really trying to cleanse and set the tone, you can couple it maybe with black tourmaline. Uh, but yeah, I don't necessarily do that much for, at least for, not specifically for the cards themselves. I feel like, oh, sorry, I don't know. My mic just went mute. My mic just went mute, saying, "I don't want to hear you talk anymore." How rude. I feel, I feel like reading for people without them asking and without permission, at least, is like trying to do a healing without being asked. Exactly, exactly. It is weird. I don't know. It's just weird. I can't. It's just so foreign to me because I feel like I would not do that to. The anxiety it makes me feel. Also, in crime investigation, they always say that people who insert themselves in an investigation, like calling and checking on progress, etc., that is so weird that people do that, is a sign that they are involved in the crime. So when someone contacts me and says, "Oh, I have a message about your problem," I always wonder, are you part of the cause? And checking, oh, that is also interesting. Yeah, I would. Now I'm gonna wonder that too. Like, why do you want to know? What are you doing? Huh? Yeah. And so the third card that comes up for discussion or insight. My baby Ganesha, I love him so much. So cute. My baby Ganesha lab, so adorbs. Anywho, Five of Cups. Five of Cups. Mhm. Again, for if you feel called out, I mean, you feel called out. But like, please just understand, if you do this, just stop doing it. And this is why. Like the Five of Cups represents this sort of energy. Like when people do this, it's like this emotional heaviness. It feels again like a violation. You really, like, I'm going through it already, right? I already am going through a situation. I feel some type of way, and then you're coming to me saying you did a reading for me and here's the reading. That you talk to my guides, you talk to my gods, you talk to my spirits, you talk to like whoever, I don't know, someone at Trader Joe's, and you're just like, hey, here's some information. uh it feels like a violation. So even if, like, you can say you mean well, but how it transfers, how it is interpreted, it's a sort of pain. It's a hurt. It's just gross. Like, that's, I mean, it's just gross. That's all I can say. Um and you feel like you've lost something at times. Like there's this feeling again, like I'm disappointed in the situation because I asked for help, and this is not the help that I asked for. Um and you took it upon yourself to insert yourself into this equation and read for me. And can I be absolutely honest? And I am trying not to be disrespectful, but a lot of times the people who do this um are absolute shit at reading. Like they're not good. I mean, I and some I've had people do this to me. who actually take on clients. And I'm just like, I really hope you do not read like this for your clients. You most likely do, but I really hope that you don't read like this for your clients, because that is atrocious. Like, I'm embarrassed right now because that, like I told you, it's just like, I had a dream, bear, and they'll just do buzzwords like bear, algorithm, moon, up, so below, and that's it. And I was like, um, the plane. Like, am I? We're not doing that. Like, I don't know what's going on here. You okay? But a lot of times it's like that. They don't interpret. They just like here, here, here. Wands, cups. Okay, thanks. And then they and the the thing is, they feel like they did something. They're wagging their tail like, "Oh my gosh, I deserve a Scooby snack because I'm so amazing. I'm so helpful. I'm so psychic and so insightful." No, bitch, you're not. You're not insightful, because if you were insightful, you wouldn't even be putting me in this position, but you wouldn't be doing this to people, to anybody. Like, that's not okay. It makes you feel like you've lost something, like someone has, like, you've taken something from me, and I don't like that feeling, you know? Um, and so it's like, don't do it again, ever. Like, for anybody. Don't read without permission. Don't offer unsolicited advice, you know? Just don't do it. Hi, ay, ay. But that's just something that I've noticed, a pattern, a trend, I guess, with lately happening. And at the end of the day, it really is just mind your business. If y'all have any last minute thoughts, questions, concerns, feel free to comment. Let me know. If you have anything else you'd like to discuss before I head out, let me know. But yeah, all three cards, we have the four of wands, we have the ace of wands reverse, and the five of cups. And I feel, concerning this topic, it really is saying, even if you have good intentions, the people who are in need of help, they don't need your help. They have their trusted circle or square, okay, where they will get that help from. If you want to be of service and if you want to be helpful, then ask, how can I help? And actually listen, because people will tell you how you can help them. Do not offer unsolicited advice. Well, hello, Ellen. And then the Ace of Wands reverse is just like, you know what? Um, it's unwelcome. The energy you're bringing to the table is not welcome here, and it puts a stunt, right? It puts a blockage on someone's path when you do this, because they're just like, what just happened here? Because then they have to like try to interpret what the hell you're saying. Um, Thinking like you're speaking in tongues or something. We need the tongue translator. And then with the five of cups, you're putting out there this energy where people feel, you're making people feel like emotional loss, or you're making them feel like violated. And so if you do have good intentions, understand that this is what's actually going on when you do things like this. Don't do it. Mind your business. And if at some, for whatever reason, you feel called to read for someone, go to them, ask them for their permission, and then take it. Either they say yes, I would love that, I really need some guidance right now, go for it. Or they'll say, you know what? No, thank you. I'm not in a place right now where I feel like that is beneficial to me. No. And you're just like, okay, well, I saved that time. Because reading for people is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And that's why a lot of the people I say who do this are shit, because a lot of times they don't actually read for people. They just try and put a few sentences together, and call it good, which is again also atrocious and disrespectful. Um, yeah, but that's it, y'all. That's it. That's my ramble. I hope that you can take something from this, even if you're entertained. Um, I hope that you, if you're thinking about doing this for someone, this is like your sign to not, don't do it. And then just be mindful. And also for people, like if people are coming to you and they're doing this to you, tell them, say, you know what, stop right there. uh I appreciate the sentiment, but it's not, that's not okay. It's not okay. uh Affirm your boundaries and stick to them. Like, it's not okay. And so, and even if you put like, hey y'all, I need help, and you tell people how you need, how that help needs to happen, and then someone out of nowhere is just like, I have sign for you, and they're like, yeah, I got this dream catcher, and from a from a native inspired business, like, okay, let's not go there. Native inspired bullshit. um Shit. Uh, and you're just like, no, 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 no. We're not having that. We're not having it. Affirm the boundary and let them know. You don't have to be rude about it. Just affirm it. No, this is how I need help. You reading for me very poorly is not helping. It's good to see you, Sonia. Thank you. Thank you. All right, y'all. My voice is about run out. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope that you can take something from this, utilize it, be be inspired by it. And just think, don't offer unsolicited advice and mind your own business. And we'll be good, y'all. We'll be good. So thank you again, and I shall talk to you. I shall shit. I can't even talk right now. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow, yes. Okay. Okay, bye.